All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Auntie Hannah, and this is my new channel. This is called the UnShellFish Channel. Um, I know, great pun, but it's truly place for me to feel that I'm able to be unselfish. Before I get into that, I just kind of want to give a brief explanation of who I am, what I'm doing, and what is the purpose of the channel. Um, Again, my name is Auntie Hannah. Um, I I guess I'll begin. I am a millennial who purchased a home during the plague and has been living in said home for about 2 years, and I love it. I don't have any buyer's regret. Um, Bought the home with my best friend husband, and we live here with our three fur babies. Um, but being on my own, it has allowed me to be in a place where I can safely regress back to things that I had learned in my youth. Um, and in my youth, I was raised in a particular belief. I was raised in a particular religious belief system that had preached readiness, self preparedness, and efficiency, self sufficiency. And at the time, it was not something that was um, cool. It wasn't uh, anything that anyone else was really doing. And so it didn't appeal to me at the time. But again, I'm living in this beautiful home with my best friend husband, and it's a safe space for me to go back and look at all the little seeds that were planted. Um, Now, I've been going through this. Um, I've had this longing for years, and I want to start with a quick story. I was probably maybe like 8, 10, and I had heard the word ignorant, and I did not know what the word ignorant meant, which is hysterical on its own. But I asked my mom, I was like, what does ignorant mean? And she just thought it was the funniest thing, and she just wouldn't tell me what it meant. But I knew just from the humor that being, I was, I was a butt of the joke. And I didn't like having that feeling of foolishness. But I also didn't want it to stray from the other side of foolishness, which is a type of vulnerability, I believe, and this humbleness to be wrong and ask questions, and be okay with being wrong, and then in turn learning and moving forward and doing something with your failure. And I think just the word failure is so tainted nowadays that it's scary. No one wants to be wrong. Um, but I truly feel like we don't learn um, from our successes more than we learn from our failures. So, long story long, I have bullet points because I'm just that type of person. So again, I've been having this longing of, I don't want to say that my life is unfulfilled or missing something, but I've always had a very much creative flow juice energy to my personality. And in my baby youth, I had channeled that into, as most youths do in their troubled teen years, it's just angst. Um, Writing, that kind of thing, just being an angsty teen. Um, and not only that, um, I did a lot of poetry, just anything creative. A lot of the times it was destructive creatism, which took something from me. It was fed from a negative emotion, and in that feeding from a negative emotion, it took from me more than it gave back to me. Um, splurging and dyeing my hair crazy. I've had a couple, not trying to pick on her, but I've had a couple of Britney Spears moments when I've just like chopped all my hair and just be like, I'm done. I'm gonna try a new look. Bleaching my hair into oblivion. Um, I did a quick tanning phase that didn't last long. The sun hurt my skin. I was like, I was done. Um, so there were these different things that I was trying to burn this internal emotion, and in the process of feeding it from a bad place, I didn't get positive outcomes. And this is something that I've just learned and observed and been honest with myself and learning to stop listening to the lies that I tell myself internally and start committing to the small promises that I only tell myself. The tiny promises that I only hold myself standard to, but it adds this confidence, this sense of trust in self that when you make these tiny promises just to yourself and only to yourself, and then you go through with those promises, there's this type of just empowerment and energy that just fuels me. And that's what this channel has become, and this concept. And I always had this idea that if I had more time, if I just allowed myself more time, I would do so many different things. Like I put so much energy every single day when I go into work. And when I say go into work, like I've switched jobs technically twice during the pandemic, and I did a complete field change. Like, so I don't want you to think that I'm just like this flaky person. This is just this years of accumulation of just never being satisfied with what I've been paid to put my energy into. And when I put my energy into these jobs that I'm getting paid for, I'm getting validated with all of these wonderful responses like we love your energy, like your hospitality, because I mean right now I'm a dental assistant, so I literally hold hands when people get numbed, like getting teeth extracted, I'm right there with you. So like, and I used to do loans and auto loans and second liens on homes. I didn't do specific mortgages per se, but it was more like second liens. I'm not even going to get into that. Um, but that is something I would like to share with you guys if you're interested, is being a responsible credit user, not just what is credit, but how you can use it to your advantage and how it can take advantage of you if you don't understand the rules of the game. So again, notes. um, but I want to tie it back into being a child, of being felt like I was ignorant. But it gave me this power of asking questions and looking for the answers myself and not relying on people giving me those answers. Um, when I was doing the banking stuff, I worked at a larger Shirk bank, company that in their teachings they say, before you come to me with a complaint, why don't you also present me a solution for the complaint? And at the time, I was very much business brogue and like, I don't want you to ask me anything because I probably don't know the answers either, and I need you to brainstorm before you come to me with a problem, which, as a business owner, is not a bad concept, but, on the receiving end without seeing big picture, it's kind of frustrating. Um, but it gave me this confidence in research myself before I complained or I went elsewhere. And once I exhausted the capacity of self research, then I asked for help. But it gave me this, I'm not going to pronounce this word right, this malleability, like this flexibleness of the learning process where I can learn things a lot on my own, just hands on, and then when I'm kind of stuck, then I'll go elsewhere, wrapping into the channel. So I've been kind of brainstorming different ideas of tiny silent muses that have been interesting me that I would love to be able to just practice on my own. And this channel, I'm allowing myself to take this time out of adult life to try these new things. For example, this painting that you see behind me, this beautiful Italian countryside. we resailed it and we put it up one night and we woke up the next morning and it was on the ground, the frame was broken, and it's been kind of just chilling ever since then. I fixed it with duct tape and hot glue yesterday. Like, just like little things like that. Um, but I do want to kind of wrap into my vision. You know what? Pause. I wasn't just holding that for ambiance, I was actually a little thirsty. So, the Shellfish Channel. UnShellFish Channel. So I believe that words have power. And as I'm chewing on this idea of this channel, it was going to originally be the shellfish, because I'm being shellfish and I'm taking time out of my busy day to do what I want. And words have power. And I don't want selfish energy going into this. I want unselfish energy. I want to see this as a place of open communication between me, between you, vice versa. Like, I want a flow on this channel. I want to give and a take, and I want this symbiotic balance. Um, and I want it to be unselfish, showing that I have these fears of being a first time homeowner and having like this scarcity and resource guarding issue just from um, how I was raised to now I pay my own bills and my mortgage note every month is this and so I only bring in this much this month and I'm doing this and my husband's doing this, so it's very much a protect my family. But if I can get joy and if I can get dopamine out of creating some of this resourcefulness for my family, and then being able to share that it's like something that you don't need to walk through a door or you don't need to walk through a portal to have access to. It's everything is already there. Most things that I'm going to do that you're going to see me do are upcycled, recycled, repurposed, just given a second chance. Um, and I'm going to segue that into my Brethren code for the channel. So again, unshellfish. You're going to see a lot of turtle references. I'm aware that turtles are not shellfish. I am aware that they are reptiles. I just really like turtles. And I think it kind of just fits my whole aesthetic. Um, but again, I'm going to be making a lot of pirate references. Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite movies, not just because of the acting and the overall story, but Hans Zimmerman is a genius. Hans Zimmer, excuse me. Hans Zimmer is a genius, modern day Mozart, and his ballads for that movie are like my get up, run, let's go adventure songs. So you will be hearing me do a lot of references to that. But this is my brother's code, more of like guidelines for the channel. So number one is I want to set aside time for exploration. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable in being new in spaces. Don't focus on perfection, just enjoy the process and embrace my subtle muses. Have fun and don't be too serious. Again, these are going to be just like tiny things that I had interest in that, let's just do it and let's practice filming and editing and have fun filming and editing as we go. Second, Brethren's Code guideline is be a tiny scientist. Question the mundane, marvel at the beauty in the experiments, and relish in the learning process. Ask questions, seek answers, and understand failure is just part of the process. Embrace curiosity. Again, I can't express how much I love learning new things. Just this morning, I was going on a walk, and I walk with no earbuds because I get the best brain ideas when my blood is flowing with nothing but nature noises. And I was listening to the cicadas screaming, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be so cool if you could just have two body parts that just rub together and they just make the most annoying sound ever? Like, it would be terrible for everyone else, but I think it would just be like the coolest thing. And so I think it would just be so cool to start like a cicada ring. Like, it's like, I think cicadas are just most coolest, ugliest, disgusting things ever. Like I'm having PTSD childhood just fly in my face. Um, Flashbacks, but just being able to 3D print like a two ring cicada ring. And you go like this, and then it's not called a thorax, but it's THY something, the name of um, the organ that the cicada has, and it's internal and it rubs together, and it's like a clicking, it's like a rib system, and they click, and then now like the clicks make the buzz, and like I think that would be so cool to make. Like it would be the most annoying fidget spinner, but something like that. Like I would love to be able to like learn 3D printing techniques and like build a cicada ring. Okay. Brethren code rule number 3: mindful consumption. Be thoughtful about what you consume. Um, my ultimate goal is to be a producer and not just a consumer. I hate needing one thing and having to go to the store to buy $30 to finish a 2-minute project. Like it's infuriating to me. If I'm able to upcycle, recycle, home, make it myself, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to thrift most things um, because the system is working you. You might as well work the system. I don't like throwing away money, and I definitely don't want to throw away money at a trendy hobby to not then be perfect at it the first time and then give up. I can't tell you how many times and how many different things I've spent money on things to not be perfect because I imagine, I spent money. I expect it to be perfect, what it looks like on the picture. I'm not perfect, and then I'm just like, why would I continue? So I burn out. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to spend a lot of money on my hobbies. I want to be savvy. I want sustainability in my enthusiasm. Okay. Rule number 4. Guideline code, reference code. Communicate with the community. Engage in the voices around you and learn from them. Strive to understand the past to make a positive impact on the present to inspire the future. So I like to find these silent muses and listen to what my inside is showing excitement for. Do a little bit of just Googling. I feel like as we have like the world's tiniest encyclopedia in our back pocket, like the Library of Alexandria, cannot be burned down that easily. It's in your back pocket. You just have to ask Professor Google the question, and you're going to have 17 different sources and 0.3 seconds to tell you the answer. Like, I feel like my cup floweth over. Like, every single answer I can ask is on my phone. Communicate with the community. Ask the questions, listen to the experiences. And I've learned that no matter where I hear advice from, it's hard to, even if I don't like the person, for the most part, like I don't hate people. I like to say that I do, but I just get tired of silliness, and I feel like silliness is abundant. Um, and but people interest me. Um, and I love people watching, and I love hearing what people have to say. And even if I may not like you per se, it's ignorant of me to close the door to potential lessons from you because I don't like the messenger. And you'll probably see that as a carrying theme throughout this journey that you'll take with me. Um, but yeah, those are my 4 rules. Um, I would like to celebrate curiosity, have fun, and I would invite you guys to join with me. This video is a little bit longer. I'm not sure what the structure of this channel is going to be. I can't promise that it's going to be like an every week thing. I can't promise that it's going to be a 5-minute thing. I can't promise that it's not going to be like a documentary on me ranting on the pockets, the woman pocket theory, because I always shop in the men's section because women pockets are a joke. And just as a independent, strong woman, I hate carrying unnecessary satchel purses. Don't even get me started. Um, the beginning will be rough. This is going to be scratchy. I look like I'm a tech support trying to help you with your iPhone. The only thing that I spent on startup was this mic. It was $12.71. I don't know why I remember that number on the receipt, but it was $12.71. That is my startup cost for this channel. It's going to be scratchy. It's going to be raw, but my goal is to have fun, to learn the process of video editing, to just enjoy this novelty of the newness of this this journey, and um, I invite you guys to join on with me. I thank you so much for your time and attention. Please know that I'm excited. I'm really excited to do this with you guys. I'm excited to challenge myself to be brave and um, try new things and hold myself to a visual standard. And um, I want to do good by me and vicariously through you guys. So, again, I thank you so much. Um, I hope you'll join me next time. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I have a couple of things lined up. Um, Please subscribe, please like, please comment, and I look forward to growing with you guys. Thank you so much, and cheers.